Hello and welcome to another update video about Chainlink. So Chainlink has dropped quite considerably yesterday. We did drop all the way to around $5.77. So if this was a small wave 2 here, then it was very shallow. Looking at what we are doing here now, I'd rather think that we've got a 3 and 4 here. So I'd rather align the wave count a little bit with what Bitcoin is doing, so that we had a small 1-2 up here, and that this here is actually the 3 and the 4 of this wave 3 to the downside. So we might get quite a long wave 5, or it might generally be a little bit of a shorter wave 3. But for this wave 3 there, what you can see down here, which is part of this overall downtrend, yeah, where we're expecting still lower lows and have been for many months, and I mean, we might be getting there finally. It's just a game of patience here. That 1.618 extension should take us to around 493. That's normally what you would expect for a wave 3. 490, let's call it 490 here. That would be ideal. I mean, considering the length of the wave 1, what we need to be careful is that wave 3 doesn't get the shortest wave, because that is not allowed. But bear in mind, you've got the wave 1, then we've got a wave 3 here. Well, saying that, if we reach the 1.618 extension, it's not going to be the shortest wave anyway. No, it should be fine. But yeah, for me, this is a third wave here, and it looks like we might have just finished here the third wave of a third wave. What we're doing here over the weekend looks to me like a fourth wave, a very shallow retracement. What you often get. It's typically what you get after a long move down. I already suggested it was Friday, I think, that it might be a quiet weekend. Okay, Saturday we moved a bit, but it was still overall a quiet weekend, because after such a strong move down here that we saw on Thursday and Friday, the Saturday and today is mainly just sort of recovering, or not really recovering, but consolidating. This would rather suggest a further move to the downside in line with my white Elliott wave count here, which would suggest a further sell-off. I mean, if we zoom in here, this is the 1 hour chart already. This is just sort of what you would call, after a strong downtrend, maybe even a bear flag of some sort. Yeah, some kind of a channel, or even triangle. And again, there's different ways of drawing this, or bearish pennant maybe. I'm fully expecting a further sell-off here. I mean, short-term upside is always possible, as long as it does not exceed. We're probably at the spike of the 2 here. As long as it does not exceed the $6.37 level, this wave count is fully intact. It's only if we break through resistance, and the first main resistance that you normally get is the 50% retracement, because of that would be sort of the maximum length of the wave 4 here that you would expect. If it's above that, it would normally not be a wave 4 anymore, so it's the first major resistance. If we get above that, probably something more bullish is going on, because the yellow count, which is the bullish count, still has a chance, but I don't expect it to work out. Yeah, I mean, I could always be wrong. This is not, don't be fooled into a false sense of certainty that these, especially short-term wave counts, provide. They do provide you with a certain sense of prediction, but mostly with where your key areas of support are, low risk, high reward trades, and so on. And the probability is certainly for certain moves. I mean, here, if this is still moving out as a wave 3 to the upside, so we had a bullish count in previous videos, a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 to the downside. That should be nearly, if this is going to work out, it really needs to move up now. It really needs to move up now. There's currently nothing. It looks like that it's going to do that. So the target for the third wave to the upside would be 942. And if we break above this $7.80 level here from the 1st of December, that is when I would start to believe that something more bullish is possibly going on. But in the end, we also need to break above 963. That's another next relevant resistance level. But yeah, I mean, the probability for the yellow count, the bullish count, has reduced even further. As I said already in my last videos, it was never primary expectation, even up here where it really had a chance to move up. In the end, it was only in 3 waves. Where it really had a chance to move up. I only gave it like 35% probability, which is not very high. And if we now look at what did we do, we did get down to the 88.7% fib level. That's really less than ideal for a possible wave 2. So if we really have a so-called long trade setup here in a 1-2 setup, yeah, you could argue it's really low risk in terms of what you would risk, because you can set the stop loss straight below the 88.7% fib level if you want to trade this. But it's certainly very, very low probability in working out. I wouldn't trade this, because the fact that it dropped below the $6 level here, the 78.6% fib level, and we're still below that, even if we recover now, it just dropped too low. It would indicate to me that this possible bullish pattern is most likely not going to work out. And even if you want to construct into this some kind of an A, B, C pattern, the wave C would rather be too short anyway. And if the wave C becomes longer, we are going to invalidate this 1-2 pattern anyway, which would eventually lead to new lows. So for me, I'm fully expecting a move to the downside. Of course, there's always a chance for something more bullish here. I don't see it. As I said, I gave you the key resistance area that's relevant here anyway, and I would expect a further move down, probably into the region of around, let's look at that. I think I gave you a target for this third wave down here anyway before. We can just, did I just do that actually? I think I did. Yeah, it's around $5, isn't it? So we talked about that. So yeah, we could easily drop in one more dip quite strongly, especially because this is quite a relevant area of support below which we are now. I mean, we dropped below fib support, so the bullish scenario is getting less likely. But still, this is still an area of structural support. And I'm going to highlight that maybe in a different color here. It's a structural area of support. Dropping below that, I mean, this could become a huge head and shoulders, right? I mean, I gave you some targets here to the upside, but the thing is, there's always other possible short-term patterns that could become possible here. The thing is, be aware of the key support areas. We dropped too far to make a bullish outcome likely. So I'm going to treat every move to the upside as corrective, as going against the higher level trend, and the trend for me is still down. So if we put in something like this, even if it's only a shallow right shoulder, you've got your head and shoulders, and I believe it would be pretty much in line with my overall target here for Chainlink. Yeah, neckline here down to 550. If we break below that, it will take us into that $3 region. So it will be interesting. Let's see if this is going to work out. And that's everything I can tell you at the moment about Chainlink. There's nothing bullish at the moment here, especially the latest drop made a bullish outcome even less likely. I did introduce here a bullish count recently with a low probability because we had 5 waves up, so I cannot completely leave it off the chart. As you know, there is never 100% certainty in these markets. There's only my responsibility to show you different outcomes here and possibilities, even if it's less likely, so you can prepare. But for me, I fully expect a break of this support level sooner or later. Okay, that's my update about Chainlink. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's additional content nearly every day there. Plus, if you're interested, check out our trading course on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.